my God, hi.
Oh my God, hi.
What is up? Ooh, cheese. That's from Oregon. That's Oregonian cheese.
Oregonian Tillamook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is just a Tillamook.
Well, Tillamook is the city. Tillamook, Oregon. That's where it's from.
Oh.
I've been to the Tillamook factory.
Tell them I love their cheese.
It's really good cheese.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm eating it. It's the only kind of cheese we eat. I don't know. Forget it.
True. I'm just drinking some coffee.
I'm drinking some water.
I have
with
water
a hair
too.
on the bottom.
Right here. This is bad. You know how much water I've drank today? This much. That's it.
Yeah, that's how much I drank today.
8 ounces. Oh, I had a LaCroix. That's bubbly, but it's water. It counts, right?
Yeah. My surgeon says every liquid counts as liquid drink.
Great.
Coffee, soup, whatever.
What about salad dressing?
And gravy.
If I drink 2 or 3 bottles of ranch, does that count?
Yep. Yes.
It's been like so many since we filmed. Just a little pickle. I said tittle.
Yeah. She's in my fucking nuts right now because I got cheese. So
just give her a little bite. She deserves it.
That's very good for you. Yeah, I gave Pretzel some too because she's right here. That's enough, you guys. You guys are taking on my fucking protein. Yeah, so it's been forever.
Forever. So I just checked before. Our last video was on January 23rd, and today is February 17th. So it's been like almost a month, like 3 weeks or something? And in the last video, you were 7 weeks post-op?
Yeah, because I'm 11 today.
Yeah, so it's been 3 weeks. So you were 7 weeks post-op and you were 322. And now you're 11 weeks post-op. And what is it?
305.9. 305.9. And I've been at that for like a few days. So I'm hoping that can break pretty soon.
You're going to be in
Tutorland!
like soon, like within a week or two. Like, I know. For sure.
I'm freaking the fuck out. Freaking out. I'm going to scream it from everyone's rooftop. I'm going to punch every single person in the face that I see that day. Push, push, push.
Oh my God.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Probably. So, how has everything been going the last few weeks with like eating and vitamins and everything?
The two first weeks of the 3 weeks were very difficult because
week 8 and 9.
Yes, 8 and 9, because I was really sick, throwing up every day. I almost went to urgent care. My surgeon actually told me to go to urgent care, but I didn't want to because I'm stubborn. I didn't want to sit there for 25 hours just for them to give me a bag of fluid and tell me I was fine. So I called them back, and they were like, okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to write you 2 prescriptions, 2 different antibiotics, and then 2 different nausea medicines. So right now I'm using these. Can you see it?
The little like nausea patch?
Yeah. So I have that. I change that every 3 days, and then I take Onancitron. I think that's what it's called. And it just melts under your tongue. Tastes like nail polish remover. It fucking sucks. But it's like an extra boost if I'm feeling extra nauseous, which I usually am. And then so that it seems to be subsiding a little bit with the antibiotics and the nausea medicines. So this week I'm not as like depressed. I feel like I'm able to eat more. Last night I was able to eat 4 Brussels sprouts, which Brussels sprouts, you know, they're like this big. So I ate 4 of those and like an ounce and a half of like chopped barbecue seasoned potatoes. And then also, like a 2-ounce turkey burger patty that I made myself. I ate all of that. It took me like 45 minutes, but I ate all of that, which was probably in total like 6 ounces.
Dang.
So it was pretty cool because it was like one of the first dinners I've gotten on this whole journey where I got like a significant amount of protein because I got like 27 grams of protein with my dinner. And I made these garlic turkey burgers. They were just Jenny-O turkey, and then I put like a whole buttload of fresh garlic in them, and then some onion burger seasoning, and then some Hawaiian black salt because it's like smoky flavory. And oh my gosh, they were so good. And I put cream Havarti on top of it. Oh, they were so good. So good. I think I'm gonna have a repeat of that for dinner tonight.
Your food always looks good that you make.
They're great. This isn't great. This, I can put a whole hand in my brassiere.
And this bra is already 11 weeks. Like, what is going to happen when you're like 11 months?
I know. But the plus size, the plus size of it is, it's, when I started this journey, I was wearing sports bras because I got to a point where I bought myself a 50 around and it still didn't fit. And then I bought myself a 54 one time and it like fit good, but it was the ugliest freaking sack of gross I've ever put on my boobs. So I threw it away. And then I was like, I'm not going to buy bras bigger than that. I'm tired of wearing like 2 and 3 extenders or whatever. So I'm pretty sure I was like around 54 inches. Now I'm 42. And so that's like, I'm wearing a bra right now without extenders. Yeah, it is insane because I didn't even realize it. Like, that's a lot of shrinkage that way. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
I wanted to ask you, how are things going? Remember we talked like a week or 2 ago and your doctor was like, you need to get back on your thyroid medication like today. So why don't you tell everyone what happened with that?
Okay, so I was actually diagnosed with hypothyroidism previous to surgery, but I didn't really know or care what it was because I'm like, I'm gonna get surgery. That's my main focus. And they told me don't take any medications anymore. Wait till you go back, see your primary doctor, get blood work done, and then they'll okay you to take medications again. So it just kind of sucks that it took 9 weeks and I didn't realize how serious it was to not have my thyroid medication. And so I was just getting sicker and sicker and sicker. I was passing out. I fell onto the toilet and chipped my tooth. Like, yeah, it was fucked up. Like I was really like woozy all the time. Like I couldn't sleep. I couldn't stay awake. Like it was just all the time gross. So now they were like, oh, your blood work came back. You need to immediately start taking your thyroid medication. Like that's probably why you feel so crappy. So I did. And that's the day I was going to go to urgent care. So I'm like, you know what? Like, take a step back. I need to take my thyroid medication. I need to rehydrate and I need to rest because it's not going to help me to go sit in an emergency room for 15 hours for nothing. Like,
yeah, you could just do that at home.
Exactly. And because of my insurance, obviously it's not like this for everybody, but for me, I'm very easily passed off because I have like welfare insurance, you know? So they're just like, she's fine. But anyway, it already has gotten better. I haven't been throwing up as much. I've been able to eat more food, but because of the hypothyroidism, I have to give up a lot of stuff that I love. Like I'm not supposed to have peanut butter or peanuts ever because I read this chart that was like, I'm not supposed to have leafy greens either or raw vegetables. That does something to it. And so it's like you can decide to have broccoli one night and then the next night have cabbage and then the next night have green beans and you might still be okay. But if you have one handful of nuts on one of those days, you will not be okay. And
Really?
that's how much like they affect you. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. So that sucks because peanut butter is a lot of how I'm getting my protein.
Yeah.
And
well, can you switch to almond butter?
I don't think I'm supposed to have almonds either. It's like Brazil nuts and coconut meat and it's something else, but it kind of sucks because something about that like agitates it. And for people that don't know, just in case if you didn't know or anyone else out there, hypothyroidism, what's happening is the butterfly shaped gland in my neck right here is constantly being attacked by my immune system, like just constantly. It cannot, it's like a little weak butterfly, help me. So that affects my mind clarity, it affects my speech, it affects my weight gain, it affects my scaly skin, my sleeping, like everything. And it also explains so much about why all this time not having my medication, I was like, I couldn't talk right, or I felt like I was slurring stuff, or like I would get like mental blocks and get really frustrated and like cry.
You were just attributing it to the changes like being post-op because
in my diet.
Yeah, and so you're like, okay, it makes sense, but both things happened at the same time. You stopped taking the medication and you had surgery, so you're just thinking like, oh, it's because of the surgery.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just amazing how much things can change like so quickly and then change back again so quickly, because I really felt like death last week. I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be one of those people that dies from this surgery. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it was so scary. I would pass out, like fall to the floor. I have bruises on my butt and my legs. Like my tooth is chipped. Like I really thought like, this is really serious. Like what the F is happening? But since I started taking the thyroid medication and the antibiotics and everything, it's like I'm totally different. It's just better. And luckily, if you forget to take it like one day, it stays in your system for a couple days. But I have been taking it every day. But I'm just saying, like, it's not going to be something that like throws me back like immediately if I forget, which is good to know. And the only reason I think it got that bad is because it was so long that I didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And it also, it's crazy. We talked about this part of it, but it's crazy because it even explains things about like my childhood. And like, it says that people can get diagnosed with being ADD or ADHD. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to take Ritalin almost my whole childhood because they thought that I had ADD. And I'm like, what if, because it says you also normally you get it when you're in your young adolescence, but you don't notice symptoms until you're in between your 20s and 40s. And I'm like, so 30?
Cool, thanks.
Yeah. Awesome. But good to know it's treatable, and I have almost no symptoms when I am taking the medicine. Like I was getting headaches and everything. I just have to be really careful and eat a lot of coconut meat.
I thought you said no coconut meat.
No, I can. I like Brazil nuts and coconut meat. Coconut anything is super good for hypothyroidism. And there's two of them. There's hyperthyroidism and hypo. And I am hypothyroidism. Every time I tell Christina or I reference it, I call it something different. I'm like hemoglobitobia, hyperrhombinopia, like
hamburguesa.
Why do you change it every time? Because I don't
it's called keeping it fresh.
Yeah, it's called Get With It, Girl.
Exactly.
So yeah, my vitamins good. Sorry, I'm looking at my chart because I had some stuff. What is that? Fat dick? What? Thyroid able to fat dick vitamins.
Able to eat, drink, and vitamins.
Oh, Christina rewrote my list and wrote fat dick to throw me off.
Sorry, this is another video that's rated PG-13.
You do that right now. Immediately.
Well, yeah, it says we talked about my thyroid. We talked about me being able to eat and
Eat,
drink.
or does it say eat dick?
Thyroid able to eat fat dick.
Is able to eat.
Finally, 11 weeks post up, I can eat fat dick.
Oh my lord. You're just too much.
And then NSVs, which were like fitting better in the doctor's office chairs. That's pretty cool. Fitting in clothes that I wasn't fitting in before. The bra thing, that was one of them. I don't even remember. There's just so many things all the time that I don't even fucking realize were hard for me before that are easier now.
Because you just got used to it being that way.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like washing my pizza in the shower. It's a breeze now. Did you eat lots of candy for Valentine's Day?
No, you know what I did for Valentine's Day?
What did you do, girl?
I dyed my hair pink.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, which, by the way, is beautiful. I mean, I already told you it's beautiful, but people in the video, I'm not ignoring it. This is not the first time I've seen it.
Yes, that's true.
It's beautiful. Yeah, and people on Instagram were like wetting their panties over you. They were.
True. I mean,
God
like,
damn, Supermom, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. You're so cute.
Well, like, I mean, I love it, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. And I think that it looks great, and obviously I was feeling myself, and that's why I posted that picture. But I was not expecting, like, I was expecting likes. I was like, oh, this response is overwhelming, because, and then but seriously, I was like, oh my god, thanks you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was looking at the picture being like, it's fine. She's the pretty one. That's fine. Everyone on my picture is like, you're so cute. You're like a little baby. You're just a little stinking fucking cutie. And you, they're like, I'll kill myself if I don't get to live inside of your body. Oh, yeah, working out. Working on my fitness.
Oh, yeah. Tell me how you've been working out.
I've been doing not doggy paddle, legs. Cool it. Like my doggy paddle. Yeah, so I just started this week, but we have this big giant cool exercise machine here to use. So I've been doing that, and I've been trying to do the thing where you lift up your core. Mm-hmm. Oh, also I've been trying to do some squats, but sometimes I do them and I can't get back up.
Yeah.
So permanent squats. Speaking of you, you have some huge news. Do you want to start with the unhuge and work up to the huge? Because you have little bigs and you have a big bigs.
Yeah. I had my appointment where I got my results, and I found out I have mild or light sleep apnea, which I was kind of surprised about because I feel like I just didn't have anything. I don't know. I was like, I don't wake up gasping, or like, I don't, like, all the questions, I was just like, no, like, I'm fine. So I guess my numbers were, an average of 6 to 10 times per hour is how much, I'm stopping breathing. Which sounds like a lot, but for example, hers is like over 30 times per hour. Like, she has it really bad. So luckily mine isn't as bad, and they say 5 and under is like okay. So I'm just like a little bit over that, and the doctor said like luckily with the weight loss it probably will go away on its own, but I am genetically predisposed just because of my bone structure, and I have a crowded throat because of my tonsils. I never had my tonsils out, and I just have just a smaller, I have a small palate. Like I just have a small mouth, so like my airway, just the way that my body is more likely to have it. So even with the weight loss, there's still a chance that I could have it. But since it's lower, like on the scale of what I do have, it could just go away. So I have to wear a CPAP, which I was like not happy about, obviously. And they gave it to me that day, and I found out it's like the Cadillac of CPAP machines. It's very quiet, because that's what I was nervous about, is like if it was going to be noisy and annoying. Like it's already like you're wearing something on your face to go to sleep, which is like not cool. And then once I was wearing it, I was like, oh, it's not that bad. Like they say to work your way up, like wear it for a couple of hours, and if you wake up, like take it off and go back to sleep, and then the next night like wear it for a little more. But the first night I think I wore it for like 5 hours, and then after that I just wore it the whole night, like since then. I hope I don't have to wear it forever, but for now it's fine.
I never had to do a sleep study.
That's weird.
Yeah, there was never anything about a sleep study, and so I have no clue if I ever had sleep apnea or still do, or who knows.
Well, one of the reasons why, like, a lot of insurance companies require it because that will count as like a comorbidity for approval or whatever. So if you're already above like the BMI threshold and you don't need it, they're like, oh, whatever, you don't have to do it. But some of them like to do it because they want to know if you're going to stop breathing in your sleep when you're under anesthesia. So that's the reason, like for safety.
But again, my insurance obviously is not.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, mine, they didn't want to cover it. They had to submit it like 3 different times and like fight them on it until they approved it for the sleep study. So after I got my sleep study results, it would take them a couple days to send it to my surgeon's office. Like when I had my appointment with the results, it was like the preliminary, just like rough numbers kind of thing, and then they have to do like a full-on report, and then send that to the surgeon's office. And so they said to give them like 2 or 3 days or something like that. And then so I did. I gave them that time, and then I called my surgeon's office, and I was like, or actually I emailed them, and I was just like, I believe that you now have all the information that you need to submit to insurance, and like reminded them about how I already gave them all my information, you know, all my gym logs and my food logs and everything. And it took them like a day or 2 to respond, and they were like, yeah, we do have everything we need, so we'll go ahead and submit it, and we'll let you know when we hear back. And I was like, oh my god, like it's submitted, like. And then of course I was like so nervous because I was like, if they deny me and I have to do the 6-month thing, and I'm just like panicking, I'm like so excited because it's submitted, and I'm like gonna finally know an actual answer, whether it's yes or no. But then I'm like, what if it's no? And so I was like very stressed. And then I called my insurance to make sure they got it, and I'm just, you know me, I'm just like due diligence. So I called my insurance company, and they're like, oh, we don't have anything. Did they give you a reference number when they submitted it or anything? Like, we don't have anything. And I was like, and that was like 2 days after. And so I immediately called and emailed my surgeon's office to be like, they said they don't have anything. What, like, did they give you a reference number? What's going on? The insurance coordinator called me, and she was like, that's so weird. I called, I have the fax confirmation, and blah, blah, blah. And so they had to resubmit it on Friday. And I was like, well, there's 2 days down the drain. But I thought that they had 15 business days to review it and respond. It was actually 5 business days. So I was like, well, that's better. Like, even though 2 days down the drain, like I still am gonna know like at the longest in like a week because it's business days. So they confirmed that they have it and they got a reference number and everything. And so it was Monday and I was calling, nothing. I was like getting anxious because I was leaving on Wednesday to go to Mexico for a week for vacation. And I was like, I just want to like go to Mexico and just like enjoy my time and not be thinking of this, or like worse, be like a stupid person in the airport, like calling my insurance company because I'm obsessed. Like, I was like, I just want to know. And on Tuesday, when I called and they were like, I show that this has been approved. And I was like, what? So, I was approved. It took them 2 days to review it. And so then I called my surgeon's office because, like, obviously I'm a huge freak. And I was like, I just talked to my insurance company and they said that I'm approved. So is there any possible way that I could get a date, like, today? Because I'm going on vacation and I just like want to know. Oh, so the reason why I was even asking about the date, because I don't even think that I was really even thinking about that as like the immediate next step. I was just focusing so much on the approval. But the reason why I thought of the date was because the insurance person was like, oh yeah, we show that you're approved for March 5th with an overnight stay to March 6th. And I was like, oh my God, like they're telling me the date. And then I was like, I can change that, right? Because I was like, I can't do it then. Like, then I was having a different kind of panic. And so that's kind of where that stemmed, of calling my surgeon's office to be like, they said this date. And they're like, oh, no, we can change it. They just have to put a date down for the approval. Otherwise, it's just like an imaginary thing. So I asked them if I could possibly get a date before I go on vacation, if there's any way, like, it would just be the greatest gift. And they called me back like later in the afternoon and we scheduled my surgery. So I'm having it on April 12th, a Wednesday, and that's like 53 days from now. So
I'm gonna really try to be supportive during that time, but that's around the time that the Titanic sank, and I'm going to be really busy that week.
With all the like memorials and stuff.
Yes, and tributes to our fallen Titanicans.
Okay, well this has been grand.
Yeah.
I love you.
Goodbye, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu.
Okay, love you.
Okay, love you, bye.
Bye.
Froggers in a frog show. Froggy power. We can dance if we want to. We can leave our dogs behind. Because if our dogs don't dance and then we don't dance and there are no dogs of mine. Hashtag keeping it real.
Hash browns around the world.
Breakfast pizza. That's amazing.
Is that what she said? Yes or no?
The right stuff. Wobble-dee wobble wobble wobble.